History often hides its most chilling secrets beneath the surface. What connects a 17,000-year-old ritualistic bear statue in a French cave to a pristine 3,000-year-old bronze sword that still gleams as if forged today? If you follow this program, you will witness an extraordinary journey through striking archive photographs that reveal the extremes of the human condition. From the raw, scarred back of an escaped enslaved man that changed a nation, to the mesmerizing glamour of Hollywood icons and mysterious disappearances that defy explanation, we explore both sides of our past. Step into a world where haunting tragedies, acts of profound defiance, and the seductive elegance of legendary stars converge to tell the real, often unvarnished story of our shared history.
Welcome to OpenHistory channel. Be sure to subscribe and like so you don't miss out on more video like this one.
Prince Randian, born without limbs, became an international sensation for his incredible dexterity. His iconic performance in the 1932 film Freaks challenged audiences to rethink the limits of human capability. In 1904, a young Alexander zu Dohna Schlobitten posed in Prussia. This portrait reveals the upbringing of a future hero. Barely alive at Mauthausen's liberation in 1945, an emaciated prisoner used his final strength to stand and salute the American flag. Fact, he collapsed and died that night, a lasting symbol of uncrushable human dignity. In 1982, a young Mariska Hargitay posed in Malibu. This image portrays the early years of a future television legend. Between the late 1800s and early 1900s, thousands of Americans fell victim to extrajudicial lynchings. These horrific public spectacles were documented on postcards, serving as tools of terror and subjugation. In April 1943, Chief Quartermaster Helmut Klotsch shouted for rescue in the frigid Atlantic. His Type 1C U-boat, U-175, had just been fatally depth-charged and sunk by the USCGC Spencer. In May 1961, freedom rider James Zwerg was savagely beaten by a segregationist mob in Montgomery, Alabama. Denied care by white ambulance crews, his bloodied resolve gave the civil rights movement a global face. Between the late 1800s and early 1900s, colonial authorities in Western Australia routinely subjected Aboriginal men to horrific neck chains, stripping them of freedom and land in a brutal campaign of subjugation. In the early 1920s, a mortuary science student meticulously rebuilt a damaged human face using wax, plaster, and simple hand tools, mastering advanced facial restoration long before modern techniques were standardized. In the summer of 1957, Tommy Rivera was rushed through the empty streets of Los Angeles following a sudden, devastating confrontation. Held steady by his friend Mick Lawson, his tragic final night became an enduring symbol of loyalty. Following the disastrous 1976 Northfield raid, Cole Younger was captured in a muddy Minnesota slop. Trapped by multiple gunshot wounds, his stubborn refusal to die turned his capture into a frontier legend. In 1995, Cameron Diaz posed for GQ magazine. This iconic shoot portrays the rise of a new Hollywood superstar. In 1959, an unnamed priest holding a trembling candle stood in the cold courtyard of Havana's La Cabaña fortress, delivering final blessings to the condemned during the chaotic tribunals of the Cuban Revolution. In 1944, a wartime promise united Thomas and Maggie. This historical account portrays a love that defied decades of silence. Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev playfully rubbing the belly of an American farmer during his visit to Loa, 1959. On June 10, 1990, The cockpit windshield of British Airways Flight 5390 blew out at 17,300 feet. Captain Tim Lancaster was sucked halfway out, his life saved by a crew who held his legs during an emergency descent. In 2009, a domesticated 200-pound chimpanzee named Travis brutally mauled Charla Nash in Connecticut. Fact: Charla survived the horrific injuries, later receiving a groundbreaking face transplant in 2011. In Peru's dry deserts, an 800-year-old Paracas mummy was found with 3 parallel facial tattoos. Fact: analysis revealed the ink was made of magnetite, the first time this magnetic mineral was found in ancient body art. In 1985 and 2020, researchers photographed the exact same humpback whale off Mexico's coast. Known as CRC-0724, its distinctively scarred tail fluke provided concrete proof of a miraculous 35-year journey. In 2017, 19-year-old Kayla Hayes survived a severe relationship ordeal that left her with deep physical scars. Through courage and recovery, she launched Rise Above to help other abuse survivors. Investigating the isolated Colt family compound in the Australian outback, journalist Sarah Chen uncovered an unsettling multi-generational secret of severe isolation, institutional control, and hidden domestic abuse. If you would like to know more about this topic, leave a comment so we can create a dedicated program related to this family. A vintage snapshot captures a quiet summer day. This image recalls the simple charm and familiar routine of mid-century life. In 1990, the Oka crisis erupted when Canada seized Mohawk land for a private golf course. Fact: during the tense standoff, a 14-year-old Mohawk teen was bayoneted in the chest, and the land was ultimately taken. In June 1876, Lieutenant Colonel George Custer led the 7th Cavalry into the Battle of the Little Bighorn. Outnumbered by thousands of Lakota, Cheyenne, and Arapaho, his tactical errors led to a chaotic defeat. On April 3, 1945, U.S. Army soldier Ivan Babcock was captured in a surreal moment wearing the crown of the Holy Roman Empire, discovered hidden by German forces in a high-security cave storehouse in Siegen. This dramatic cinematic narrative brings to life a legendary crime world myth, imagining a powerful final respect paid between Harlem kingpins Bumpy Johnson and Frank Lucas across shifting generations. On September 17, 1967, USAF First Lieutenant Gerald Santo Venanzi was shot down over North Vietnam. Captured and guided by a local woman, he endured over 5 years as a POW before returning home in 1973. In 1961, Richard Avedon photographed the Kennedys before the inauguration. This image portrays the dawn of a defining presidency. Unearthed in Nördlingen, Germany, this 3,000-year-old Bronze Age sword is so pristine it almost still shines. Fact: featuring a rare octagonal hilt, it was found in a grave alongside a man, woman, and child. In April 1945, at the newly liberated Dora Mittelbau concentration camp, a former inmate confronted a camp guard, pulling her by the hair while American troops stood by witnessing the immediate aftermath. On April 13, 1966, pop star Jan Berry, half of the hit music duo Jan and Dean, crashed his Corvette into a parked truck in Beverly Hills, suffering severe injuries that permanently altered his life and career. In the 1930s, a Los Angeles officer stopped a speeding ostrich carriage. This image captures an eccentric moment in urban history. In the 1970s, backyard hand pumps turned simple summers into pure magic. This image recalls the unscripted joy of childhood. In the early 1900s, young laborers fought for pride and a few coins. This image portrays the raw scars of working-class resilience. On April 17, 1942, Norbert Guszecki and his young sons, Rudolf and Severin, arrived at Auschwitz from Krakow. Given consecutive numbers, all three family members perished within weeks under the brutal camp regime. Inside a ritual chest at Tenochtitlan's Templo Mayor, Aztecs buried 2,000-year-old Mezcala figurines as sacred offerings. Fact: by curating relics of vanished cultures, they sought to legitimize their own imperial power. Born in 1848, Jim Younger rode with the James Younger Gang until the disastrous 1876 Northfield bank robbery, where he was badly wounded, captured, and sentenced to life in prison, ending his lawless career. In July 2001, 8-year-old Jesse Arbogast survived a severe bull shark attack at a Florida beach. His uncle courageously wrestled the shark ashore to recover the severed arm, allowing surgeons to reattach it. In 1962, Marilyn Monroe reflected on the heavy burden of global celebrity. This image captures the raw honesty behind her iconic smile. Once an Olympic athlete and French national icon, Violette Morris later collaborated with occupying forces during World War II, leading to her targeted ambush by the French resistance in 1944. In April 1945, British forces liberated Bergen-Belsen, revealing a horrific scene of starvation and deadly typhus outbreaks that claimed over 70,000 lives, including Anne and Margot Frank. In the 1970s, genuine human connections thrived without digital screens. This image recalls the sun-drenched magic of a simpler era. Deep within France's Montespan cave, a 17,000-year-old headless clay bear sculpture was found. Fact: designed to hold a real bear skull, its body is riddled with holes from being repeatedly speared in ancient rituals. In 1863, an enslaved man named Peter escaped to Union lines. A photograph of his severely scarred back became an irrefutable symbol of the brutality of slavery, fueling the abolitionist cause. In 1888, Jacob Riis documented the dangerous alleys of Manhattan. This image portrays the harsh reality of urban survival. At Camp Swift, Army Doctor Captain James Morrison faced a profound moral dilemma when ordered to deny medical care to 40 dying female German POWs, sparking a secret humanitarian campaign. In the 1900s, children gathered seaweed on the beaches of Halland, Sweden, to be used as agricultural manure. Fact: this coastal labor was beautifully captured in time by photographer Severin Nilsson. In the late 19th century, pioneering photographer Raja Deen Dayal captured a grand studio portrait of young princes and attendants in Hyderabad, documenting the opulent princely states of colonial-era India. Decades later, a couple returned to their spot by the fire to recreate a memory. This image reveals a mysterious presence lingering in the smoke. In 1942, 12-year-old Nadine Schatz was torn from her mother Ludmilla in occupied France. Both were processed through Drancy and deported to Auschwitz, where they disappeared into the Holocaust. In the rugged frontier of 1876, Deadwood, lawman Wyatt Earp and the legendary frontierswoman Calamity Jane briefly crossed paths. Their meeting captured the unpredictable essence of the American Wild West. On March 14, 1942, Sacramento was blanketed in a rare, heavy snowstorm. Temperatures plummeted, transforming the California capital into an unexpected winter scene not seen in 26 years. In 1868, Chinese laborers formed 90% of the Central Pacific workforce, carving the Transcontinental Railroad through the Sierra Nevada. Fact: despite their monumental record of laying 10 miles of track in one day, they were paid less than white workers and excluded from the Golden Spike celebration. At the 1862 Battle of Fredericksburg, 23-year-old Oliver Dart suffered a catastrophic facial wound from artillery fire. His grueling survival and recovery process redefined the limits of 19th-century medicine. Locked in his basement shop, a restorer finds a doll with a haunting secret. As the atmosphere thickens, a whispered plea emerges from the workbench, shattering the silence of his ordinary life. In 1879, Kate Webster was executed for the grisly murder of Julia Martha Thomas. The victim's skull remained missing for 130 years until it was unearthed in David Attenborough's garden. In 1975, a mother and her 3 children posed for a studio portrait in rural Ohio. Days later, they vanished, leaving behind only this haunting image, a final chilling witness to a mystery that remains unsolved. Whether we are tracing the final silent salute of an emaciated prisoner at Mauthausen or uncovering the hidden secrets of ancient burial rites, these images serve as more than just relics of the past. They are fragments of a larger, unbreakable tapestry of human experience. From the courage of those who fought against segregation to the haunting, unsolved mysteries left in the wake of forgotten lives, history proves that every individual, no matter how small, leaves an indelible mark. These stories remind us that while empires may collapse and names may fade, the resilience and complexity of the human spirit remain constant. In the end, looking back is not just about remembering, it is about recognizing ourselves in the echoes of those who came before.
Thanks for watching. Got an idea for a forgotten era I should explore? Drop it in the comments. I'd love to make it.